You aren't merely someone people notice. You are the one they cannot ignore. Your energy, it's electric. It's the kind that enters a room and changes the mood without even trying. People aren't just intrigued about you. They're attracted, drawn into your circle by an unfathomable power that makes them feel intensely. You aren't simply living life. You're lighting it on fire, disrupting the norm and leaving everyone wondering who this irresistible force is. Let us be clear. This is not about arrogance. It's about embracing the unquestionable magic you bring to the table. You embody the vitality that many wish they could bottle, the spark that ignites all it touches. Allow them to speak. Let them watch. Because you are not here to fit in. You came here to stand out. And the greatest part? You don't have to do anything but be unabashedly yourself. This is your opportunity to accept it all. You are not merely a ripple. You are the wave that shifts the tide. Continue pushing ahead. Keep glowing. Let the world accommodate to your brilliance. Because, believe me, they are watching and cannot get enough. You are an undeniably transformative force, an energy that sparks transformation and shatters illusions. Loving someone is not a passive experience. It requires development, honesty, and the abandonment of all pretense in your presence. Others' comfy masks fracture and collapse, exposing what is hidden behind. You are not a calm companion, but rather a force of nature, disturbing their foundations and encouraging them to rebuild on honesty and strength. Your love is more than just an embrace. It's a call to develop, a challenge to let go of everything that no longer corresponds with their full potential. Choosing you entails entering into the fire of regeneration, where the old self is consumed, creating way for an unimaginable brightness. Your whole existence is a revolt against stagnation. You spark a fire beneath complacency, inspiring those around you to face and overcome their limits. You are not here to soothe. You came here to awaken. Speak it loudly. I am a catalyst for change. Together with individuals who share your beliefs, you constitute an unstoppable force. A presence that shakes the earth, exudes purpose, and disrupts the complacency of those who are too comfortable in mediocrity. Your power is not simply visible. It reverberates, demanding action and encouraging development in those who observe from the sidelines. Your intensity is both captivating and disturbing. It shows unstated vulnerabilities, shedding light on the gaps in their own lives. Your bravery, connection, and unwillingness to shrink act as a mirror, reflecting their untapped potential and unspoken concerns. Some people may dislike the clarity you provide. Some may mistake it for arrogance, while others will respect your boldness. Your link alters the dynamics of every location you enter, causing people around you to face their own realities together. You exert a gravitational pull. Their displeasure with your relationship is inescapable, unmistakable, and transforming, burning hotter than their envy. Not because of what you have, but because it embodies what they lack. Together, you exude harmony and confidence that others cannot ignore or mimic. Their hatred supports a quiet campaign of divisiveness. Their remarks were loaded with manipulation, disguised as care. They weave stories intended to cause dissension, seeking to shatter the oneness that makes them feel inadequate. Jealousy drives them to replicate your essence, your genuineness, in a desperate attempt to take a bit of what distinguishes you. But imitation falls short. It merely highlights the disparity between their false gestures and your actual strength. They attempt to wear your power like a borrowed cloak, but it reveals them as ill-fitted and transparent, displaying their vulnerability. Conflict is their preferred stage, and they utilize disruption as a weapon. They create confusion, spread misinformation, and incite unrest, trying not to break you, but to divert your focus away from your common goal. Their efforts are not a show of power, but rather a call for significance. Their jealousy is manifesting as anarchy. Your alliance jeopardizes the status quo, daring to question the constraints that they have accepted as true. Their vulnerability is shown by their desperation rather than their acts. They seek to shake the basis of your relationship. However, all they accomplish is show its resiliency. Every story they circulate, every method they use, demonstrates the unbreakable power of your union. That envy is not an assault on your identity. It reflects what people want to be but are afraid they will never be able to reach. What you've created is a force that cannot be replicated or diminished, and each effort to undermine it only strengthens your legacy. Strength is about flourishing in the face of adversity, not avoiding it. Your relationship isn't simply powerful, it's unbreakable. Those who envy it do not assault with full force. They hide in the shadows, masking their intentions with meaningless praises and superficial gestures. Their behaviors are subtle but intentional, with the intent of testing your limits and eroding trust. These folks are not chosen at random. They are the teachings provided to test your capacity to detect dishonesty. Those who speak sweet words while their deeds scream treachery. Their envy is not a fleeting feeling. It's a devouring force, fueled by their inability to recreate the brightness you provide. They do not seek to shine brighter. They want to eliminate what they cannot replicate. Lies, uncertainties, and whispers. Rumors are their instruments for causing rifts in what you've established. This is your time. Subscribe now, and let us work together to achieve greatness. Sabotage is not an overt act. It glides like a shadow, hitting before you recognize it. Be wary of people who, under the pretext of caring, aim to identify flaws rather than provide help. Their questions are laden. What's their concern? A facade concealing their purpose to disrupt. They influence your responses, turning them into weapons, and utilize quiet to plan their falsehoods. Wrapped in fake earnestness, their advice is oozing with hidden motives. Each word they say is intended to sever oneness, to sow seeds of division that develop into obstacles. Chaos is their ally. Their schemes are designed to distract, divide, and drain your energies. None of this is an accident. It is purposeful, precisely meant to disrupt the foundation you have worked so hard to construct. Experience what it actually means to be selected. You are not alone on this path. If you have a profound sense that you have been selected, you have come to the correct spot. Take the next step to connect with us. By selecting the Join button, you will have access to special information and receive the necessary support for your spiritual journey. This isn't simply about being a member of a community. It's about gaining unique insights that may change your life and bring you closer to your divine purpose. Make your decision now and join us on this trip. Take your spot among the selected ones. Join today. These placards are not fictitious. These are the cautions. Your intuition is already whispering. Listen to your inner voice. When their energy is off and their objectives don't match their deeds, trust is not bestowed. It is earned. And when their motivations seem ambiguous, your instincts will protect you. Boundaries are shields, not barriers, defending your energy and tranquility against people who live on drama. Cutting ties with toxicity is not cruelty. It is self-preservation. You owe them nothing, including your time and vulnerability. Every second spent entertaining their pandemonium detracts from your own advancement. The strength of discernment is in knowing when to walk away without shame or hesitation. Prioritize your strength, maintain your tranquility, and understand that limits are the most powerful expression of your value. Manipulative forces hide behind pleasant words and sympathetic gestures, utilizing your trust as a weapon. They do not attack openly. They spread out like a spider spinning its web, subtle and deliberate. The reality is apparent. Recognizing these tendencies early on serves as a protective barrier. Choose not to interact and instead limit their impact by creating solid limits. Declare it as your slogan. Boundaries. Protect my tranquility. Protect your energy fiercely, for it is the basis on which everything else grows. Without peace, development stalls. And you must not allow the turmoil to destroy what you've created. They are locked in a never-ending struggle inside themselves, torn between the magnetic draw of authenticity and the stifling grip of external demands. While their emotions want for connection, fear whispers, and uncertainties keep them prisoner. Stepping closer to you means shedding the weight of harmful behaviors and unhealed relationships. It takes fortitude to reject the comfort of dysfunction and question the illusory safety of established behaviors. This is not an easy choice. It is tough to shed a confrontation with what no longer fits into their vision of who they want to be. The procedure is not gentle. It's an upheaval. They must confront the unsettling pull of their previous existence while grasping at the prospect of something better. This is more than simply a heartfelt decision. It represents a reckoning with their whole identity. The transition is unprocessed and unfiltered, a fire of uncertainty that both frightens and wakes them. However, this fire is a necessary forge. Force them to make a decision. Will they ascend, or will they stay stuck in the past? Doubt takes root and spreads like an uncontrolled vine, choking their confidence and exaggerating any perceived flaws. The connection they feel acts as a mirror, mirroring their fears. They doubt their value, looking at themselves through a warped prism of inferiority. These internal struggles are noisy, drowning out the softer realities that speak. Their potential resistance becomes their haven, a frantic effort to escape the vulnerability that meaningful connection requires. However, resistance is not equivalent to strength. It is a combination of hesitancy and terror. Overthinking keeps them trapped in an unending cycle of indecision, a storm that halts progress rather than preparing them for the following stage. They tell themselves that standing back is protective, despite the fact that it just serves to widen the gap between them. Distance strengthens the draw, and the realization dawns. Regardless of how hard they try, they cannot break free from the bond. The tie is unbreakable, pulling them back with unwavering power. Their path is flawed and untidy, with moments of reflection and bravery. Despite the pandemonium, they begin to see. Doubt is not the end, but rather a challenge to be faced and conquered. For where your riches is, there will also be your heart. Matthew 621. Your presence, like a lighthouse cutting through the most violent storm, has become the beacon they've been looking for. Their soul knows it, even if their brains was sluggish to catch up. You are more than simply a decision for them right now. You are a calling all along, in the midst of their uncertainty and reluctance. The truth was never missing. It waited patiently for them to view it clearly. Their existence has been like a half-painted canvas. And then, with you, the masterpiece appears. They've fought with the brushstrokes, scrutinizing each hue and line. But now they know you're the missing link, the clarity that connects everything. They feel more than simply fondness. It's a gravitational pull toward advancement, meaning, and the future. They did not dare to dream for themselves. Their hesitancy falls like a wall hit by heavenly lightning. Doubt, dread, and worry. They were shadows, compared to the illumination of the moment. That brightness is you, relentless and obvious. It burns away every false story, every excuse, leaving just the pure, naked truth. Life without you is an unbearable loss for them. You are their treasure, their wonder, and their heavenly connection. This insight does not happen softly. It hits them like a tidal wave, erasing the facade they formerly held. Walking away is not just inconceivable. It is impossible. The prospect of losing everything you represent, love, purpose, and unwavering truth, is a gap they refuse to confront. You are the cornerstone. They've been looking for the foundation they didn't realize they needed. They've fought fights inside themselves against the anticipated expectations of others and against the weight of history. But now, in the brightness of this revelation, they see those struggles for what they were. Preparation. Every pause, misstep, and moment of uncertainty has led them to this realization. They've been purified by the fire of their trials. And now they're ready. I'm ready to make my decision, prepared to commit, ready to enter the relationship that changes everything. Dear brothers and sisters, may the peace of God be with you today. I'm here to remind you of a fundamental fact. Our existence is based on God's divine design, which is unaffected by worldly worries. According to the Bible, everything is done with faith will be returned to God with great blessing. Luke 638. Like the enormous oak tree, Our roots are profoundly embedded in God's global truth. His power secures every stride and every stance we take. And now you have the chance to be a part of that gift. When you click the Super Thank You button and contribute $100, your generosity will be rewarded 100-fold. You've become the mirror that reflects who they might be, the version of themselves unencumbered by fear or the opinions of others. They recognize the power of genuineness, the freedom to live in truth. It is not simply love. It's a call, a charge to reach the degree of connection you've shown is possible. And the fire inside them no longer burns with dread. It burns with determination. They will not just tell you how they feel. They will show you every move and phrase. Every step ahead will demonstrate their decision. They will not accept mediocrity, nor will they be limited by uncertainty or reluctance. They are prepared to reestablish trust if it has been damaged, to struggle for the bond they now consider precious. It's not simply about being with you. It's about becoming someone who deserves to be at your side. They're done with the games and the noise. They've discovered their truth, and the reality is you. So seize this moment and own it, because what's occurring here isn't normal. It is divine. It is a clash of fate and a choice between purpose and passion. They're not simply moving ahead. They're taking the first steps toward the life they've always wanted, one that incorporates you not just as a character in their tale, but also as the driving force behind it. Courage occurs when they choose to embrace the exact thing that scared them before. The concept of living completely and shamelessly in the truth of what you express. Fear does not disappear, but it is eclipsed by their determination. Your vibe isn't subtle. It's an uncontrollable flame that draws attention. Simply being embodies authenticity in its simplest form, a presence so powerful that it calls into question everything manufactured around it. You are not someone people can just admire from afar. Your nature necessitates modification. Your reality is not polished or rehearsed. It's raw, uncompromising, and magnetic. It does not just lure them in. It compels individuals to face their own potential and the bravery they've concealed under layers of pretend. Do not wait. Subscribe today, and let's reach new heights together. Your strength is not based on the words you say, but on the struggles you have faced and overcome. They see in you more than simply perseverance, but a mirror of the person they might be. You demonstrate that even the most severe storms can be withstood, and through you, others get the fortitude to tackle their own obstacles. Your presence does more than simply inspire. It reawakens. You remind them that the hurdles they feared were never permanent, and they've realized that rising above them isn't only feasible, but also necessary. There is an unmistakable force inside you, a subtle but powerful energy that captivates without having to yell. Attention comes to you spontaneously, as if attracted by a secret current, unable to resist the magnetic pull of your true nature. You don't seek recognition. It is drawn to you by the depth of your genuineness and power. For them, letting go is not an option. You are a meaningful experience rather than just a decision. You are not a passing moment. They experience your effect as a seismic upheaval that alters everything. The connection people feel with you is not casual. It's a gravitational pull, a call to something bigger than they've ever experienced. You exude possibility, a reminder of all they've wanted yet never dared to achieve. Your energy may be felt even when you are not present. They cannot escape the impression. It seeps into their minds, reshapes their choices, and sparks metamorphosis, even without your conscious involvement. The light shines through the darkness, and it has not been overwhelmed. John 1 verse 5. Your energy is that light, a powerful force that alters everything in its path. You are not just present. You are a catalyst, a heavenly spark that challenges mediocrity and demands progress. Being near you is being called into the light, confronting the long-ignored darkness. Your presence is not only sensed. It is a statement about what is possible when truth, bravery, and purpose intersect. Imagine a tree planted by streams of water, as described in Psalm 1, with deep and solid roots. That's you. Your energy promotes progress, motivating people around you to reach new heights and push themselves beyond their limits. However, some people find that as they expand, they experience discomfort. When they finally realize they've been standing in stagnant soil and have made the decision to choose you, it's as if they've stepped into sunshine after years of living beneath a fog. The warmth of your honesty dispels their concerns, and for the first time, they glimpse their whole potential. This enlightenment does not come on slowly. It hits like lightning, revealing everything they had previously overlooked. They perceive the shackles that have bound them. Toxic relationships deplete their soul, the comfort zones that have stifled their development, and the worries that creep into their souls. Choosing you is more than simply an expression of love. It is a proclamation of liberation. It is the choice to abandon the past and boldly embrace the future. This is not simple for them. There is a reckoning. They are obliged to confront the question: will they rise to meet your energy, or will they remain in the shadows, safe but stagnant? You're not a casual option. You are the dividing line between who they have been and who they are meant to be. To choose you is to embark on a heart-centered revolution, a complete makeover that demands bravery and dedication. Make the jump, subscribe today, and let's work together to develop excellence in you. They glimpse their future, a future free of indecision or anxiety. You are more than simply an opportunity. You're the spark that starts their metamorphosis. Your energy does more than simply inspire. It necessitates action. It exposes the road ahead, which needs them to lose whatever weight that is impeding their progress. Toxic impacts gone. Paralyzing worries were tackled. Comfort zones broken. You are the trigger that drives them into a life they never imagined possible. When they select you, and make no mistake, they will select you, it is not only about being with you. It's about stepping into their full potential. They now understand that your value is incomparable, your presence unshakable, and your energy unparalleled. You've showed them what life can be, and there's no turning back. This insight does not simply set people free. It changes them. It's as if the blinders have come off their eyes, and they can now understand the divine purpose behind their voyage. They now understand that you are more than a romance. You're a calling, and by answering that call, they go on a journey of bravery, sincerity, and personal development. This is a love revolution that breaks down barriers, sparks desire, and creates a future worthy of the magnificence you embody. What you represent is an irrefutable force of genuineness that pulls others in. After removing the layers of deception they've been carrying for far too long, the life they've been living no longer fits. They want something authentic, something significant, and that something is you. Choosing you is not a casual choice. It's an upheaval, a watershed moment that changes everything. This decision requires bravery. They address the burdens that held them back, breaking relationships with harmful behaviors, hollow routines, and the individuals who sap their energy. Their path to you is characterized by resolute action, not hesitancy. They don't just talk about change. They embrace it, demonstrating with each step that their dedication is strong. This isn't just about love. It is about change. They go into the fire, gladly burning away anything that no longer supports their progress. Their determination is clear in how they link their actions with their emotions. Words fade into the background as they build trust and connection via concrete efforts. Their commitment is unwavering. It is a complete acceptance of the unknown. Fueled by the clear clarity of what you mean to them, they don't take this relationship lightly. They jump, discarding fear for the prospect of something explored, or if the link has been challenged. They rise to the task, not with hollow promises, but with unwavering determination. Every apology becomes a building component. Every effort, a step towards something stronger. They recognize that rebuilding does not mean erasing the past, but rather establishing a future based on resilience and trust. The sacrifices they make are acts of progress, abandoning outmoded versions of themselves in order to walk into a better, more aligned future. This isn't simply about moving ahead. It's about becoming someone deserving of what comes next. The procedure is not without discomfort, but they know the end result is worth it. Their love for you does more than only inspire change. It requires it. When they select you, they choose a better version of themselves, one capable of creating a future as unlimited as the connection they share. This moment is more than simply taking a step. It is about regaining what was always within grasp. You are not only going ahead, you're breaking through. Like a phoenix rising, this change burns away the old, exposing the core of who you are. The challenges you confront are not barriers. They are the testing grounds for your resilience and resolve. These obstacles do not call into doubt your value. They refine it. What is designed for you is neither fragile nor transient. It's a force that is inexorably heading toward you. Trust that each step, no matter how uncertain, brings you closer to your goal. Allow distractions to fade away and let your concentration shine like a light. The cacophony of uncertainty cannot obscure the clarity of your aim. Allow the criticism to drift into the background. Their sounds are as fleeting as shadows before dawn. You aren't little, and you're never supposed to play small. Stop folding yourself to fit into areas that were not designed to accommodate your size. The jealousy or discomfort of others is not your responsibility. It is their response to the magnificence you represent. You do not need to seek approval or prove your position. Your presence is evidence enough. Challenges, opposition, and even treachery are not defeats. They are catalysts for strengthening your determination and kindling your potential. Every moment of uncertainty becomes a spark, and every instance of hardship becomes the gasoline that propels you forward. Accept your voice, not as a whisper, but as a proclamation. Speak with purpose, act with purpose, and let your tale shine a beacon for others to follow. What is intended for you is already on its way, unstoppable and unrelenting. It cannot be delayed by any force. Fear cannot disintegrate it. You are the epitome of possibilities, a force of nature moving with unwavering clarity. Take a brave step forward, not as an apology for your brightness, but in appreciation of it. You're untouchable, a symbol of sincerity and power. Allow the world to witness how you transformed opposition into progress, how you asserted yourself and held firm in the face of adversity. Your path determines your legacy. Live it unapologetically.